Stop scrolling. You could be holding a 1976 Bicentennial Quarter worth hundreds, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. These ultra-rare 1976 D and 1976 quarters aren't your average pocket change, they're historic gold mines. Stick around to discover the top 2 most valuable and their incredible stories. In today's video, we're diving deep into the astonishing world of the 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter and uncovering how just one tiny mistake from the Denver Mint turned ordinary coins into high-value collector's gold. Stay with me until the end, because you might just discover that you've been holding on to a treasure all along. Part 1, the Bicentennial Quarter's historical significance. The United States Bicentennial was a once-in-a-lifetime celebration marking the nation's 200th birthday. To commemorate this patriotic milestone, the U.S. Mint released special coinage in 1975 and 1976, including the now iconic Bicentennial Quarter. Unlike regular quarters, these featured a unique reverse design, a colonial drummer boy, designed by Jack L. Ahr. The dual date 1776 to 1976 on the obverse, front. Minted at Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Millions were produced but not all were created equal. Part 2, how rare error coins are born. Error coins are like freaks of nature caused by accidents at the mint that shouldn't happen but somehow do. These mistakes can range from off-center strikes and double dies to wrong planchets and missing elements. Most errors are minor, but some are spectacular, making them ultra-rare and highly collectible. And in the case of the 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter, a few incredibly rare errors have become the holy grail for collectors fetching 5, and even 6-figure sums at auction. Part 3, the most valuable 1976 D error quarters. Here are the top-tier error types that have made this coin worth tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fire 1, 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet. Value, up to $87,000. Most 40% silver quarters were struck at San Francisco for collector sets. But incredibly, a small number of silver planchets accidentally made it to the Denver Mint. When struck with Denver dies, they created one of the rarest known bicentennial quarters. Backhand index pointing right. How to tell, silver quarters lack the copper-colored edge. They're also heavier, 5.75 G versus 5.67 G, and make a higher pitched ring. Fire 2. Double die obverse, DDO, or reverse, DDR. Value, $3,000 to $25,000 plus depending on clarity. These errors occur when the die itself is misaligned during production, causing a doubling effect on lettering or images, most notably the date or the "In God We Trust" motto. Backhand index pointing right. Look closely with a magnifying glass. Doubling that's clear and well-centered is extremely valuable. Fire 3. Off-center strike or broad struck. Value, $500 to $5,000 plus. If the coin was not perfectly centered during striking, it can appear as if the design is sliding off the edge. Some extreme off-center errors, especially those retaining full dates, are in high demand. 4. Wrong planchet error, struck on foreign coin blanks. Value, up to $70,000 or more. Some bicentennial quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or different denominations. These coins are often underweight or show unusual coloring. Backhand index pointing right. Example, a quarter struck on a 5-cent blank or even a Philippine planchet. Fire 5. Missing clad layer. Value, $1,000 to $10,000. Quarters are made of a copper-nickel clad. In some rare cases, one layer is missing, revealing a dull copper-colored coin or a silver base on one side only. Part 4, the $148,000 auction bombshell. Here's where things get crazy. In a recent auction, a 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter struck on a silver planchet graded MS-68 by PCGS fetched a jaw-dropping $148,000. Why so much? Incredible rarity, only a handful known to exist. Mint state 68 condition, virtually perfect. Authenticated and slabbed by a trusted grading service. These sales are not myths, they're recorded in auction house histories and coin collecting databases. So yes, $148,000 for a 25-cent coin is very real. Part 5. How to spot one in your pocket change. Want to know if you have a hidden gem? Here's what to do. Weigh the coin, use a digital scale. Silver planchets will weigh closer to 5.75 grams. Check the edge, if the reddish copper stripe is missing, it could be silver. Use a magnifying glass, look for doubling, off-center strikes, or weird color variations. Examine the mint mark, if it's a 1976 D with silver features, bingo. Compare sound, tap it. Silver coins ring differently than clad. And finally, if you suspect something rare, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Authentication is key to unlocking top-tier value. OUTIRO, final hook and call to action. Studio microphone voiceover. So there you have it, the 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter, a coin minted for America's 200th birthday, now turning ordinary people into six-figure winners. Whether it's a silver planchet mistake, a doubling error, or a rare off-center strike, these coins are out there waiting to be discovered. Check your old coin jars, glove compartments, and dusty drawers, because your next pocket find could be worth $70,000, $87,000, or even $148,000. In this video, we're diving into the history, the most valuable errors, and exactly what to look for in your pocket change. Stay with me. Because by the end, you might just be holding on to a life-changing coin without even knowing it. Part 1, a historic quarter for a historic moment. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th birthday, the bicentennial of American independence. To honor this once-in-a-lifetime event, the U.S. Mint released special designs for the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. The 1976 Bicentennial Quarter featured a drummer boy on the reverse, back, designed by Jack L. Ahr. A dual date on the obverse, front 1776 to 1976. A composition of copper-nickel clad for circulation coins, but some were also struck in 40% silver for collectors. These quarters weren't just currency, they were symbols of national pride. But buried among the hundreds of millions minted are a tiny number of jaw-dropping error coins. Coins that today can sell for tens of thousands or even over $150,000. Part 2, the rarest errors and what makes them valuable. Not all bicentennial quarters are created equal. Most are worth face value. Some are worth a few bucks in high grade. But the rare errors? That's where the real money is. Here are the most valuable and rare error types to look for. 1. Struck on a 40% silver planchet, from the wrong mint. Estimated value, $80,000 to $150,000. The Denver Mint was not supposed to strike 40% silver quarters, that was only for San Francisco collector sets. But a small number of silver planchets somehow ended up in Denver. If you find a 1976 quarter with a D mint mark, struck on a silver planchet, you're looking at one of the rarest bicentennial errors ever made. These have sold for as much as $150,000 at auction in mint state 67 or 68 condition. Backhand index pointing right. How to check: no copper stripe on the edge. Weighs more than 5.67 grams. A high ping sound when tapped. Fire 2. Double die obverse, DDO. Or reverse, DDR. Value, $3,000 to $25,000 plus. Double die errors happen when the coin die is improperly manufactured, causing doubling of the text or design elements. Look for doubling on, "In God We Trust." Doubling on the date. Doubling on the drummer boy's drumsticks or lettering. Collectors go wild for well-centered, dramatic doubling. 3. Wrong planchet error, foreign or U.S. blanks. Value, $10,000 to $99,000. These quarters were mistakenly struck on foreign coin blanks or blanks meant for other denominations like dimes or 5-cent pieces. They may be smaller, lighter, or made of unusual metal. One confirmed bicentennial quarter was struck on a Philippine 1 peso blank and sold for nearly $99,000. Backhand index pointing right. If your coin is underweight or has odd coloration, get it checked immediately. 4. Off-center strike or broad struck errors. Value, $500 to $5,000 plus. If the coin is misaligned during minting, the design might appear off-center or stretched out beyond the rim. The more dramatic and the more visible the date, the higher the value. 5. Missing clad layer, solid copper look. Value, $1,000 to $10,000. Clad quarters have a copper core with a nickel coating. If a layer is missing on one side, the coin can appear solid copper, with a rough texture. Collectors love these visual oddities and they're worth serious money. Part 3, Record-breaking sales and real-world values. Let's talk real numbers. A 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet, graded MS68 by PCGS, sold for an unbelievable $150,000 at a top auction house. Another rare error struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a foreign blank, fetched over $99,000. Even more common errors like DDOs in mint state are regularly selling for $5,000 to $25,000. These are not theoretical values. These are confirmed auction prices, backed by third-party grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Part 4, How to spot these errors in your change. You don't need to be a pro to check for these. Here's how to hunt. Step 1, check the edge. Look for a solid silver edge with no copper stripe. That might mean you've got a silver planchet error. Step 2, weigh it. Use a digital scale. A normal clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver one is 5.75 grams or more. Step 3, magnify it. Use a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling in the date or text. Step 4, check the metal. If it looks off more like a foreign coin or doesn't match other quarters, it could be a wrong planchet. Step 5, get it graded. If you find something unusual, send it to PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and assign a grade which can multiply your coin's value. Party Popper Part 5, Final Thoughts, you could be holding a fortune. It's wild to think that a coin designed to honor America's 200th birthday could now be worth $80,000, $99,000, even $150,000, but it's true. The 1976 Bicentennial Quarter is a piece of history. But when rare errors sneak into the mix, it becomes a golden opportunity for collectors and everyday people alike.